Welcome to No Audibles. My guest this week, Texans cornerback Derek Stingley Jr., all-pro cornerback, guy that's creeping up on my all-time interceptions list, one and only Derek Stingley Jr. here on No Audibles. All right, we're going to jump right into it, man. You know, obviously, you got a long family history of football and everything. Your dad trained you from a kid. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously, I know that's like I have kids. So just talk about that a little bit about, you know, the importance of having your dad there, but at the same time pushing you, being your trainer, holding you to a high standard at a young age.
Yeah, I mean, without my pops, I wouldn't be sitting right here right now. Well, he is my father, but like a father figure who, like, anytime I'm going through something, like something good or bad, like I know I can call him where he's gonna be, whether it's at the game or like fall camp practices, whatever. Like I know that he always gonna say the right thing, whether it's football related or not. He be getting on me a lot, but you know,
that's pops.
Like without it, I wouldn't be me without him. So,
you know, your family history run long and deep. You know, talk about, you know, obviously when we get into sports now, you got concussions, you got all these different things. And your grandfather, he was paralyzed on the field. Mm. Like, did it ever have a doubt in your mind to where when you take the field, do that even come into your mindset, or does that just give you even more motivation to carry on the legacy?
Nah, I mean, I don't have no doubt, because that's one of the things my pops told me, like, you can't go out there playing like scared or playing not to get hurt, because then you will probably mess around and get hurt. So nah, I mean, it's really just about carrying that legacy, like the name, the last name. So
yeah, that's true. And you made your name. Obviously, talk about when did you kind of feel like you was that? Obviously, Little League. I'm sure you dominated Little League and all that. But in high school, being one of the top rated guys and wearing that shield, when you go on to the camps and you go on to these circuits, everybody got an X on your back because you're the number one guy and things like that. So when did you kind of feel like, you know, I'm actually is that guy? It ain't just, you know, the name behind it and things like that, to where I can hold my own everywhere I go.
Well, it was kind of like people that I've guarded that were like older than me. Seeing them go and be productive and be good, like whether that's like be good at whatever it was the next level. So like if I went against them in high school, like, and they go and killing everybody in college, or same thing from college to the league, like, but it was never really a time where I was just like, oh yeah, like I'm good. Like I was just out there just playing.
Same feeling. Like I guess I could say the same. Like when I got to Carolina, Dante Robinson, all those guys, I'm looking at it like I can do the same thing they can do, and they going to get drafted, and that gave me even more confidence. Just, you know, really take off on the field.
Yeah.
So now when you have that type of success and things like that, now you move on. You know, you move on to your professional life, and now you take the next step in your life off the field. Talk about getting being engaged and like that. You know, does that slow you down and keep you focused and keep you a lot of the outside attention away to things you can get into off the field and things like that? And do you just have that extra ear at home sometimes when, you know, we know how it is to get beat when everybody thinks we played the best that we did just because of the standard, but having somebody that you can talk to, somebody that can be there for you.
No, I mean, it's cool. Like, it's crazy. I was on the phone with my sister the other day, and we just randomly talking, and I was like, yeah, my fiance. Like, it was just crazy to say, like, fiance, like, and she was sitting right next to me. But nah, I mean, every time I get home, like, you know, that support system right there, I know I'm gonna be good regardless. Like, whether it's a good day or bad day, like, once I walk through the door, like,
less video game time now, huh?
Nah, for real. Yeah, there ain't no video games. No video games, but, you know, a lot of fun, though.
That's cool, man. So talk about your growth on the field a little bit, coming in as a rookie, top 5 pick, coming in, you know, everybody wants to see what you do. You're getting thrown right into the action right away. Obviously, the Texans weren't having the success that we're having now, and now to where you're a vet, basically in your own right. Talk about just the growth and different levels that you had.
No, I mean, like, going from, obviously, year 1 to year 2, it's a big jump with stuff just from what I've noticed on my own. And then over the next couple of years, like, you being here at the practices, like, during camp, I'm learning everything from you, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like, like, you know, like, it's crazy. But you taught me a lot about everything, and it's cool to have so many younger players, like, in our secondary, like, or just on the defense now than me. to where I just get to spread the information. And
it's funny how it turns around quick. They looking up to you and asking for all the answers
they
now.
calling me old. I'm like, well, I'm 2 years older than you.
And I remember texting you right after I did the internship. You know, I had plenty of time spending around you, watching you. You know, just like we was talking about practice habits, just you know, game things, route recognition, and all those things.
Yeah.
Just talk about now when you get to the next level to where now I'm the big dog guy because I text you. Year 3 is the year.
No, for
real. You're gonna take off, and I'm watching the game. I see it slow down. I know when it slows down because you look like you're not even trying hard.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to be at as a cornerback. Just talk about when you get to that and how it just translate over to the field now where everybody sees, oh, he's making these great plays and he's doing this. But now it's a mental thing versus just using all my athleticism.
Right. Once somebody gets to that point, it's more about being locked in every single play, like knowing you're getting somebody else's best every single rep. So like you can't relax at any moment. And that's really where I'm at right now, just making sure I'm staying in tune with what I like, taking care of what I can take care of. That's pretty much it, just staying locked in.
I remember when I got drafted and they drafted Leon Hall the next year, and I actually had to look over there and see a guy like, damn, he's good. You know, like, you know, you see some guys come in and, you know, they get beat here and there, and you kind of know maybe this guy's going to be here a year or two, and probably another guy's going to be put in that situation. Having a guy like Lassiter come in and you being able to teach him and seeing his growth also, how much of a role have you taken into that?
I mean, he was a complete player on his own. Like obviously I told him little small stuff about, you know, like maybe like a split or different type of things like that. But he came in and him and Kalen Bullock, like they making plays day one. I think it was actually like CB had a overall in practice. He made a play on it, and then I think the next play, Kamari like broke down on the hitch, hit the ball up in the air. Somebody, I think Jake like picked it off or something. But anyways, like they are them. Like they
definitely
very,
watching you every day. Watching your movement. Whether you know it or not, they watching everything that you do. You know, and that's just what you wear when you got the big dog shield on your chest. When I say big dog, when I say that's the guy that's guarding the best receiver from the other team 90% of the time. When it's 3rd down and 5, everybody in the stadium knows where their ball is going.
Right.
You versus the other guys. Just talk about that feeling in your head, knowing that that's the pressure that I wanted as a player when I was out there. That's what I enjoyed the most. Like, you know, the competitive between me and that other receiver, knowing that a lot rides on my shoulders to get this 3rd down stop, to get off the field.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best feelings. Knowing that, you know, the success is based off of, like, you know, me right now. I want the ball, so, like, come on.
And talk about that, because you find that ball. You know, a lot of DBs get pass breakups and things like that, but when you have a chance to go up to get that ball, what's your mentality? You know, whether you playing it like, am I the receiver, center fielder in baseball, or whatever it is, it's like you're natural to where you almost can play receiver if you wanted to, because you can go up and find the ball. Just talk about that come from practice habits, that come from guarding Jefferson and Chase in college, and all those opportunities. Just talk about what got you to that point to where when you have a chance to go get the ball, you come down with it.
Yeah, I mean, that started with my pops, like, as far back as I can remember. We just doing, like, hand-eye coordination drills, like, going around the clock, catching the ball, doing a route tree, or just a whole, like, grip strength with the football, like, just a whole bunch of drills like that. And then just obviously doing this so many times and becoming confident in my hands, just whenever I see the ball, it's like, I mean, I should just go get the ball. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't like PBUs at all. I'd rather, you know, catch balls.
Because, you know, in my career, I'm second all time on PBU list, and I look back like, damn, man, I should have had this pick or that pick. And, you know, it go back to where I wish I had, you know, put all the reps in and did that, and, you know, just to make it get like that. And I look at your dad hosting the Cover 1 camp and all that. Talk about that, because I know when all these guys fly out, whether y'all going to Hawaii or wherever in the offseason, you're going to be the first guy out there to be the demonstration.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, that's something we wanted to do. Like, at first it was kind of like people I played with in college. Let's all take a trip, but like work out at the same time. And then started knowing more people around the league, just more DBs, more like linebackers, safeties, like, and all that. So, you know, we go out there and I'm out there first demonstrating, but half of the people that's there, they could be the same way, because my pops always trained like most of us.
That's a testament to you and your pops because, you know, guys in the league, we got egos also. Man, I don't want to go out here and train with this guy. I don't want to do that. So they obviously have to see you doing something well to come out there and want to put that part into their game and be around that type of environment to where we're having fun, but we're competing. And talk about that because you're real quiet, you're real nonchalant, but I know a dog when I see one. And when I watch you out on the field, you locked in each and every play. So just talk about that switch a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like you're not gonna see it, but I mean it's there. I promise you, it's there. Like
I know it's
I'm
there.
probably crazier than everybody else, but I try to stay relaxed. Just the way I see it, like trash talking or like moving around a lot. I just think it's a waste of energy. I like to just stay calm, but that's kind of how I always been. Like growing up. Yeah, I was just playing football. Like I don't.
So, and when you out there playing football nowadays, between me and you, I like to ask, what's the hardest route you think it is to cover in football today?
I don't know. I don't want to say it, then it keep on happening. Probably like an overall. With a guy that's just running away from you, and maybe having to like fight through traffic while dealing with that.
Yeah, I say the over route. That's a tough one because obviously he's running away from you. You put in a different leverage because you probably start off with inside leverage. He's probably going to motion down, or he's probably going to be stacked to where with a cut split because he got to get across, and that gives you an indicator. But at the same time, I got to get over there.
Oh, for real. Then you don't want to overcommit because it still could be a
come out the
corner.
back.
Like, yeah.
What do you see now? Like, I made plenty of growth. Like, I was really out there doing that. Like that don't even look like me compared to now.
I'll probably say, like year one, it was a different situation, but I was playing more like one-on-one football, like basically just saying like I'm just guarding this person. I don't know what he's about to do, but I'm just guard him. But
reacting to everything.
Right. And now I feel like I'm in more control. Obviously, like dictating what I want to do instead of just allowing the receiver to do what they want to do. And just knowing scheme, like just knowing football even more. Like I thought I knew football back then, but I did, but I didn't know it to the level that I do now. So yeah, like the mental aspect of the game.
And how much of that is to having a coach like D'Amico, having a defensive-minded coach, obviously having Dino, who I've been around, your secondary coach, just constantly just pushing you to the next level to understand ball, to understand like everybody got tendencies, everybody got a weakness here or there. Knowing what you're probably going to get in certain situations and understanding that when they come back to it.
Dino is one of the best coaches in the league. Like he knows how to communicate to like us. You got to talk to me differently than you would talk to Kamari. Like you got and he take his time to understand like who the player is and to just build off of that. Like he sees a weakness and he'll like sit with you after practice and try to fix it. And he teach about the game, just being a better person. Like even with life, like he do the same thing. So
talk about your welcome to the NFL moment. I think it's one you talked about a little bit with Brandon Cooks.
Oh, for real. So we was in practice and I'm in the slot and he runs it's like an outside stem, but then he breaks it to the end zone like on a go ball. And the ball was thrown high, so I'm looking at the ball in the air like, oh yeah, like I'm about to get this. I jumped up for the ball. He jumped up at the same time and ripped it out of my hands, and I was just looking like, yeah, that's crazy. It's the NFL. It ain't, you got to fight for the ball.
Yeah, that's a live and learn that. We all get to that moment. I remember Santana Moss, my first rep. I went up there to press him. I didn't touch him. And my head was just spinning because I'm used to practice putting hands on everybody.
Oh, for real.
And the first time, I'm like, that's what it's like. And it makes you really lock into another level and have a little bit more respect.
Right.
Not that you don't respect the guys, but, hey, he's a guy too. I wore 24 here. You wear 24. And everywhere I go, people, man, you did your thing, man, Sting. And, when I got here, I was 27, 28 years old. You come in, you drafted. Just talk about your game. I don't know how much you watched mine, but you understand you've been around football. Like your game compared to mine. I don't do comparisons, but just from mentality, just from being, I think you the first All-Pro. I'm pretty sure, I know you the first All-Pro since the last time I was an All-Pro here at the cornerback position. So just talk about getting to that level and just the mentality and just, not really comparison, but just overall when you out there.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I'm out there, obviously, 24 is is you. Like, so it's cool like seeing that. I still see the jerseys like in the stands and all that. And you got, I don't know how many records you got here, but you got a lot of records here. But you know, I'm not necessarily thinking about it, but you know, after a game, it'll be like, oh, like this person or that person has this record now, and it's cool to always see like your name up in there. So.
And for me, it's always good to hear my name when it's mentioned like that. And like you say, records. You 3 interceptions away from the all-time record. You know, I'm right there. How soon do you feel to get that record? Now, obviously, you're going to break that record. I know that for sure. But just talk about, you know, it's not something that you just out there chasing. It's just coming with the game. So just talk about that. With your name eventually going to be number 1 on that list, and it's going to be hard to take down for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it you know, it's cool and all, but you got Kalen Bullock who is right. He on year 2, and he gonna average like 5, 6, 7 a year. So you know, like records are meant to be broken, but it's not really like once you're there, like I feel like it's an accomplishment regardless. Like it's cool and all, but you know, somebody young gonna come and it's gonna get broken.
So with that being said, what do you want people to remember about when you're done, you know, and you got plenty more years ahead of you, but just the legacy you want to leave behind and the footprint that you want to leave on the game with the Houston Texans or whatever it may be, but just your game, your name, and everything that comes with it?
Yeah, I just want to be known as, meet somebody who played the game the right way, a DB that can catch the football, and just, you know, not leaving everything I got out there on the field. Like, so yeah, I said it was there.
So for me to you, man, you handling your business, you doing what you got to do, you outliving expectations, you handling your business the right way. I'm glad you wearing 24. I remember they gave 24 to another guy before you, and I was like, what are they doing out there? Me seeing 24 get beat each and every play, I'm not used to that. So, man, I'm giving you your props, man. I'm glad to have you on the No Audibles podcast, man. Derek Stingley Jr. here, man. Pro bowler, man.
Yes,
he's the guy. Thanks for tuning in to No Audibles. Subscribe to the Houston Texans YouTube channel for new episodes.